Hey, it's John-Marc and welcome to today's lesson on watching me how to draw cartoons. So today again we're going to be doing the stylized little trees. In this case, not just one, but three different shapes. Well, one big one medium-sized one, and as you can see right now, maybe a tall little skinny one. So what I'm doing here, as always, when I'm sketching, I'm just using my creativity and thinking at the same time when I'm drawing, not knowing which line I'm going to be putting down, but that's the reason why we sketch. And then the reason that we do it very light, in this case a blue pencil, so if we don't like it, I don't need to erase it because I can take my final third step to complete it, to make it a little bit more detail. As you can see here, just have the basic shape all laid out. Very, very interesting. It looks like squares and triangles on top of a tree. And this is what stylized very much so is. It doesn't have to look like a tree per se like we see out in the window when we stand outside, but just create something that might be a little different, that could create an effect for your story, for your background, for the video game, for the comic book. Many different things that you can do. And then maybe even for a shirt design. You never know. You can take all these trees that we've been working on, these past 5 more still to come, these 4 trees, and put them all on a shirt, and it could be a very fun little shirt. I'm speaking of that because I like these being creative like that. So as you can see here, what I'm doing is this is the first level, and I'm just going to create other squares in this area where the leaves or foliage would be. And I'm just going to make it like almost like a bullseye, like if you're playing on a dartboard. And each one of these areas could be colored differently for the season. So one could be even for the winter time, for the fall and the spring, a little changing. So let's get this one over here, the small little one, and then a taller one over here right now. There we go. Place that in there. And again, to see how rough the pencil lines actually look right now, that is very much so when you're just thinking. You're not going to spend, should I spend this much time on here and really focus on it? Not right now. This is just a sketch. Then if you like these sketch, then you can take it to another paper and fine tune it once again. You could change the shape. And some of the things that you can add is maybe different backgrounds, or maybe the tree be taller or much smaller or narrower, or have 2 of these squares or 3 of these squares, kind of like the shape of a pine tree on top of each other. And I'm just taking the next step right now, more of a step 2, and getting a little bit darker and a little bit more confident with my lines and where they might be. And let me just get that background. Those are like hills in the distance, just as so the trees aren't floating in outer space. Yeah, these are outer space trees. All right, and let's get this little area here. So this is what I was saying before. So let's just quickly just shade in one of the little shapes inside here right now and rotate. So then the inner one I'll shade in as well, like that. Perfect. All right, and then let's get not the inner side on this one. Get that middle one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's go right here. I was trying to figure out, should I do the middle dark like the other one, but now this is like a contrast. You can see the 2, big one and that little one. They're kind of opposite looking aside. Same thing with this one. I think I'm going to do too, because it's not as big. So I'm just going to shade in that middle one, where the inner shape will be knocked out negative, like all left out as white. Adding some texture for the tree there we go. All right, that's looking good. All right, now I'm going to change it to my next step 3, and this will be my pencil. I'm going to get a little bit tighter with the actual drawing. All right, so let's make sure we get everything just right. I got to get my glove on. All right, so I can slide a little bit better. And as you can see here, I'm going to be rotating again as well, making it easier for my hand. And as you can see what I'm doing here, I'm taking a little bit more slower actions at time. Sometimes I might have to get sketchy, whatever, but this is going to be hard angle. So this would be a great tree to do in Illustrator, actually. Turn into like a vector tree. So if you had like Illustrator is a vector that's a point-by-point mathematical equation, so you can blow them up as large as you want to, and they will maintain the resolution, whereas Photoshop is raster art, and if you take that and blow it up to the size of a billboard from this piece of paper, it'll be blurry. That's one of the key difference between the two programs, amongst a lot of other things. Both are very useful, and you just need to know what your final output is and what you need to do. Alright, let's get the bottom of that tree over here. So all the tree trunks are all done. And it looks good to me right now. I like that. Yeah, it looks very angular in a sense. Very, very stylized. Let's get that tree trunk over. The branch over there, a little one over here. Now, the same thing. When you're coloring this in, you may not want to color the bottom part of the trees like a brown. They're not really brown. They're more like a gray. But then again, maybe not even gray. When you're drawing, think about how you might color this. They could actually be blue, red, even green, and the top part of the tree could be a different color, not green. So think out of that technique as well. So when you're coloring these in, when I'm penciling these in, I'm also thinking coloring them in and how they might be actually looking. All right, there's that. See, that's, my hand was easy on that one. All right, let's move this one over here and take it from here. Yep, that makes it easier on me as well. So again, why I use my stylus right now is so that I can rotate very easily like a piece of paper and have my hand in that pose. That's why you see the pages, the screen rotating right now again. All right, that's looking good. Moving that around. And this can be still changed inside. I can really see this being done in Illustrator. These would be really fun trees. It has like clip art as well. And it doesn't have to be perfect. As you can see here, these shapes inside does not follow the square previously from the outside. And I did that intentionally. So it doesn't have that same symmetrical feeling. I want to make sure it kind of oddball it, so it doesn't have the same shape, which is a good thing to do again, because technically the trees outside are all different, but here it gives a nice unique change to that whole pattern as well. All right, now finishing up the next one over here, the little one mimicking the big one, as you know. There we go. Let's get that a little bit more detail on that one. That's looking good. Again, as you can see the shape and how that really customizes the tree a little bit more. And what you can even think of, I'm not going to do on this one, just thinking of it right now, you could maybe add like a fruit tree out of it. So if it was an apple or pear tree. And what's cool with Illustrator, when you're watching me draw, you can actually create one apple and multiply it on all those different trees, different shapes and sizes. Just size them up. You're just doing one, and you can drop them and paste them. That's another thing that I like about Illustrator too. Photoshop, you can do the same thing, of course, but Illustrator as a vector program, this would be really stylized. All right, let's get that last tree over here done. And here's the other thing too. It's like this tree right here. This could be maybe like a birch tree. So do some research on the different types of trees and the color and technique that could be changing. So not when you're coloring these three trees in, they don't have to be the same color for all three areas, for like where the leaves are and the bark is. You can customize that as well to make it uniquely different, because each tree is not all the same leaves and texture on there too, the leaves. There we go with the other one. There. It looks weird. It looks like a door with a window. Put a handle on there. It's a door tree. That's kind of funny. Hey, that's being creative and using your imagination. I would love to see some of your drawings too. So make sure you drop a comment or send us an email, and I'll be more than happy to respond to them. All right, let's shade in the inner one in here as well. And make sure you see our community page, because I always have up and coming stuff that I'm working on. Like, as you may or not aware of, I do Fridays at 12 o'clock, my pop art mystery watch me draw, and that's coming up in a few days, a new one. All right, there we go. A little bit more over here. Yeah, there we go. Shading it on the side there. And you got to make sure you check out my website. I have a lot of drawing books and a lot of other tips and tricks on as well. That's www.jmg-studio.biz. You might have seen it popping up from time to time. As always, I want to make sure that you subscribe to my videos and you can see some of the new techniques and all my 500 plus free videos right now. Now, these are the lines here that I like to put on wood. So if it was a plank up on a board or a floor, it makes it kind of interesting. There we go. I like that. There we go. There we go. There's another one over here. All right, another one here. Let's get that one. All right. That's looking good too. There we go. And here's the other thing too. Let's put some shade, some shadowing underneath the tree and where the limb is. So it kind of gives like three-dimensional. So that's just a visual memory. Yeah, it looks good there too. I like that one there. Yeah, yep. Simple sketch. This is not final art in any which way. This is just to get the concept down. Let's just shade the background of the hills right there. There we go. I think that's it. Oh, let's add some shadows for the trees underneath there. Yeah, just really quick. So it kind of like plays into the picture a little bit more as well. There you go. Just speed lines out there and just rack this one out here. There we go. Well, just about done with this video. And as I always say, I want to say thanks for checking out this video. And I hope you learned something different today. And using your imagination is a key thing. And enjoying your drawing. So make sure you draw daily. And thanks for watching this video and have a great day.